Okay, picking up from the last video, we're going to begin at Genesis 1, verse 4. And God saw the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So in this Bible, you can see how large the summary and the commentary of the footnotes are. So I'll go over the footnotes with you. Chapter 1, verse 4, light. And so that refers to, and God saw that the light was good. So light, God is the ultimate source of the day, light that alternates with darkness, and the sun is later introduced as the immediate cause. Light symbolizes life and blessing. In this context, light and darkness draw attention to the creation of time, for the light is called day and the darkness night. And that's referred to verse 5. And these are other cross-reference sections. If you guys want me to reply in the comments, if there's any other verses here, pause to read. If you want me to go back and reply to those, I'll answer them in the comments. Good. Okay. So, and God saw that the light was good. So good refers to as brought within God's constraint. Even the darkness and watery deep are now good, serving God's benevolent purposes. The creation bears witness to God's handiwork. Separated. And God separated the light from the darkness. Separated. An important part of the creation process is the establishment of boundaries that separate creation into different parts, distinguishing one thing from another. These God-established boundaries are important for the ordering of the world. Without them, the world is in chaos. What is true here of the maternal environment is equally true as regards to the moral order that God establishes. So chapter 1, verse 5, called, you go here to God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So God called. So called. God shows he is ruler of the cosmos by naming its spheres. By his creative commands and designation, God gives existence and meaning to everything according to his eternal counsel. For God himself, there are no mysteries, and all creation has coherence and meaning within his will. For people, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of all wise good. So first day. The first day. So God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So the first day refers, this presentation of the creation week enables God's covenant people to imitate the Creator in the weekly pattern of work and rest. So the days of creation in the last video, I went over each day. The creation account raises two significant interpretive issues. The first concerns the age of the universe. The second concerns the meaning of the word day. Reformed scholars have proposed a variety of views on both of these issues. First, regarding the age of the universe, some advocate a young earth, dating the beginning of creation from 4,000 to 10,000 before Christ, or BC. This view holds that the earth and the universe were created with apparent age. Other scholars have argued for a much older earth, based on the data of general revelation. Second, regarding the interpretation of day, the calendar day views holds the Hebrew word yom as referring to literal sequential 24-hour days. The word day should not be isolated from the refrain morning and evening. This expression suggests 24-hour days are in view. The day-age view argues that the Hebrew word yom can refer to an extended period of time, not necessarily a 24-hour day. Others propose an intermittent day view, arguing for 24-hour creation days separated by unknown intervals of time. The analogical day view understands the creation week as a description of God's work week, an exemplar for how we ought to pattern our week. 6 days of work followed by 1 day of rest and worship. That's important to know. The days of those God-divided days, for which are considered broadly sequential. Finally, some scholars emphasize that the days of creation constitute a literary framework that describes God's creation of dwelling. Passes on days 1 through 3 for the objects and creations fashioned on days 4 through 6. Advocates of this framework view stress the creation account is designed to teach that God alone is the creator of an orderly universe and to call on human beings made in the Creator's image to reflect God's creative activity in their own pattern of labor. Well, we should note 2 things in response to these interpretive issues. First, Scripture does not speak directly to the question of the age of the universe. Each interpretation of the length of the day as recorded in Genesis 1 is compatible with either an old earth or young earth position. Second, some of the views on the length of the day are in fact compatible with one another. For example, the framework view, since it's an observation about the literary structure of the text, can be held in conjunction with a view that suggests the creation days were longer, and also the conjunction with a view that teaches the creation days were consecutive, 24 periods. I'll continue with the next video through 1 through 6 to 8.